Hi, it's a beautiful day here in Michigan, and I'm right in the middle of finishing up a wonderful dinner. Tonight we're going to have stir-fried shrimp. I've got some beautiful vegetables here that I'm going to stir-fry as well. And the exciting part about this meal, it's healthy, it's beautiful, and it's going to be 30 minutes or less. I made my stir-fry. I want to talk about that a little bit. The stir-fried rice is quick. Don't think you're not a home cook if you don't use some packaged mixes. For my stir fry, I'm using the Knorr's chicken flavored fried rice. Once you put the shrimp in, you won't even know the difference. And I'm also adding a cup of quinoa. I've got tri-colored quinoa that I'm using tonight. So my stir fry is going to be the Asian size by Knorr and some of Kroger's tri-colored quinoa. I've had that cooking on the stove for about 20 minutes. It takes about 15 for the quinoa, and it takes about 7 for the rice. I put the quinoa on first. Just make it according to directions, and I'll show you how we're going to kind of beef it up and flavor it up a little bit. Okay, well, let's get going. I've got tri-colored peppers. I've got some celery. I have red peppers, and I also have some green onions from my garden. This beautiful Michigan asparagus is going to go into the stir fry as well. Oh, and then of course you can't have Chinese without egg rolls. And this is a brand that we love here at the Hill household. It goes in, it only takes about 10-15 minutes. In fact, they're already done, and I have them in the oven just turned down on off and warming up. So that's another one of my tricks. I want to show you these peppers as well. If you have not discovered these for the summer, you must. They're sweet, they're delicious, beautiful color. You can grill them, you can put them in stir-fried greens, vegetable mix, saute, whatever you want to do with them. They add good flavor, they're delicious, and they look great in anything that you put them in. So I'm sharing some of my tips with you today. I've got my skillet heated up. What I'm going to do, we're going to go with the stir fry first because it won't take the shrimp very long at all. So I'm just using a little bit of olive oil. You can use any oil that you have on hand, but I like olive oil. As I said, these days, that's kind of my new thing. So I've got enough oil in there to coat the pan pretty good. I've got it turned up to medium high, and what we're going to do, we're just going to throw these in. In fact, it's not quite high enough, but it'll be okay for what we're trying to accomplish for today. Now, let me talk a little bit about my shrimp. These are your jumbo XLs. You can get them from Kroger. You want raw anytime you're cooking your shrimp. You want them to be raw. You cannot cook shrimp. Otherwise, you're going to have it so tough and chewy that it's going to taste horrible. These are jumbo XLs, and we use the ones that are already deveined in the shell. So the only thing you have to do, put a little bit of warm water over them, however many you want for each family member. Count those out, peel them, put lukewarm water, and then after you peel them, they're ready to go. So we're gonna saute those in butter. So I've got my vegetables going there, and just about, I'd say, 2 tablespoons of butter is about all you're going to need. So I've got my butter here melting, and as soon as that gets up to a good temperature, as you can see, it's not taking the asparagus long at all. And to that, I'm going to add these beautiful peppers that we have. Keep in mind, this is a 30-minute or less meal. You're coming in, you don't know what to fix. You don't want to go out to eat. You don't want junk food, but you want something that tastes delicious and that looks good. And that's what we've got going on here. Now, most of the time, I like to hit my vegetables with a little bit of garlic powder. I like to hit them with a little bit of onion powder. If you have fresh garlic and you have enough time where you can crush the fresh garlic and throw those in, that would be the perfect thing to do. As you can see, those colors are really They're just getting bright, they're getting vibrant, and that's what we want. Now, our grease is good and hot. Now, when you saute your shrimp for your stir fry, I either hit it with Old Bay or a little bit of Lawry's, and then at the end, when you put it all together, you can actually put a little soy sauce on it. But right now, while we're getting ready to prepare them for the stir fry, our grease is good and hot, as you can see. It's even starting to turn brown a little bit. That's okay, because all the flavors are going to be there. Hit it with a little bit of Old Bay. And one thing about the shrimp, you don't want to overcook it. You don't want to cook it to where it is tough. Shrimp only takes a couple of minutes to cook. Pull the rest of that skin off there. I'm keeping my skillet up high because as I add shrimp, I don't want the temperature to come down and cause my shrimp to take too long to actually cook. So we've got the shrimp going, and look at this beautiful stir fry. It's just about ready. That's how quick. It's going to take you longer to cut the vegetables than it's actually going to take to cook them. We like our vegetables tender, but not mushy. You cook them to whatever desired doneness that your family likes. You grab one more spatula here. This looks like our shrimp is about ready to flip. As you can see, they're getting nice and brown. We just want to flip them one time. And when we do that, we'll let them stay in that buttery mix that we've got going here until they're done. This would be a good point to turn it down a little bit. So we had the quinoa cooking for about 20-25 minutes with the rice. Smells so good. Flavors, the aroma's already coming together. I'm going to go ahead and turn our stir-fry vegetables off. As you can see, they're getting nice caramelization on them. The aroma that's coming off of this is wonderful. Right now, our stir-fried vegetables are ready. We'll just let those sit. They'll continue to cook. Now, as I said earlier, we've had our quinoa cooking. I want to bring this over so you can see. Now we just stir it. Stir the quinoa in with the rice. You can see it's still good and hot. Now the next thing that we do, we've got all these beautiful vegetables here. I'm just going to toss them right in. I don't toss them in earlier because I like to have a little bit of freshness in my stir fry. I like that crunch, I like that color. Let me grab a knife real quick. And I'm going to just cut these green onions up. I'm going to toss those right in. But as you can see, this meal is coming together relatively quick. And you can prepare these vegetables ahead of time. You can actually chop them, have them ready to go, so when you come in, as you can see, the rice and the quinoa is still hot. It's going to give a little tenderness to those vegetables, but they're still going to have a nice crunch on them. Looks like our shrimp is just about ready. We're going to give it just a few more minutes. Take a look at our egg rolls. They've been in the oven for about, they've been in the oven for about 10-12 minutes. I actually turned it off because I didn't want them to get too hard. So my oven's off. The egg rolls are ready. We'll put those right there. We've got our stir-fry vegetables. This is how we get down at the Hill household. I cook a lot of food, but it doesn't take a long time. The last thing we're going to do, we're going to bring this stir fry together. We'll do this first. So we're going to just put a nice portion of the quinoa. If you don't like quinoa, if you're not familiar with it, just go with the rice. You don't even have to use a quinoa. I just like to beef up our nutritional value and add a little bit of additional vitamins. So there we go. Now, if you like, you could scramble an egg and toss that in with your stir fry. But we've got a beautiful shrimp fried rice. We've got asparagus. This is wonderfully delicious Michigan asparagus just coming in, fresh harvest. We've got red peppers. We've got our egg roll. We're ready for dinner, and it took less than 30 minutes. Thanks for having this time with us. Classic Home Cooking with Dora Sanders Hill. I'll see you next time.